Hey, what's up, guys? This is Uncle Will. My page is about giving people advice, sharing gaming news, talking about video games, singing, all that good stuff. And today, because this is my intro video, I'm going to talk about what it's like growing up in New Jersey. And boy, do I have a story to tell you. So, growing up in New Jersey is a lot of things. It's a mixed bag, it's a box of chocolates. You never know which box you're going to get and which chocolate you're going to get. It's a mixture of things. One thing I will tell you, right, is North and South Jersey are two completely separate, different worlds, right? I go to South Jersey, people are generally polite, right? Generally nicer, more welcoming. They're kind of like welcoming people you would see at a Hawaiian luau or just like at the beach, right? They're pretty chill. But North Jersey, let me tell you something about North Jersey. If you come to North Jersey, you will meet so many people that just hate your guts for no apparent reason. No apparent reason. And let me tell you why. You know, being a Christian and understanding natures of spiritual warfare and the soul, understanding these things, you understand that the battle between angels and devils and the human spirit and the human mind is very, very powerful. And everything you believe, see, hear, digest in some way, shape, or form affects your spirit, right? And North Jersey is primarily more liberal, right? And when you look at modern liberal views, right? You just look at the views of what liberals believe, right? More often than not, liberals will usually play the race card. They will usually blame everyone else for their problems. They will create the fire and then come to put it out, right? We've seen this with Obama. He destroyed healthcare and then he tried to fix his own problem, but it just got worse. What I've noticed is that just in general, right? And the biggest toxic liberal view is the support of killing children in the womb. Now, let's all face it. If you constantly think these things are right, or you constantly fight for something that leads towards death, right? Spiritual death, then you're not going to feel right. You're going to be constantly going against your soul, right? Demons are very real. And it's like taking some demon juice, like some vampire juice, and putting it into your body, right? You're just not going to feel right because that's not the way God made the human body. But I even notice this in the suburbs. I can fully understand if people, because there's a portion of North Jersey, it's a very small portion, that has some really rough neighborhoods. And I can understand, someone who has come from that lifestyle or neighborhood kind of having their guard up all the time. I get it. It makes sense. And I sympathize with that. But what I can't sympathize is so many of these kids in the suburbs acting like their life is so hard. I'm like, dude, your life's not hard. I know you couldn't get that extra item in Fortnite, but it's going to be okay. I know your Domino's pizza didn't arrive on time, and, I don't know what to tell you, but that's not an actual challenge, right? The idea of just making challenges when they're not there is going to make you feel like crap. It's just a reality, right? And here's something also I've noticed about growing up in New Jersey, and this is baffling when you actually think about it, right? We are number top 37 in the most highest crime rate of America, right? Now, we get a bad rep, which I really don't like because I love this state. We got some of the best food, best parks, some of the best people. All you gotta do is look for it. And, a lot of good, humble music roots. But there's a couple of towns and sections, right? About 7 to 8 of them that make up less than 5% of the whole landmass of New Jersey, right? Newark, Patterson, Passaic, Jersey City, etc., right? I mean, Newark's like, I think it's one of the biggest murder capitals of the world and of the United States. I mean, there's a problem, which even baffles me why they keep voting Democrat, because like it's the same problems over and over again. Like, my heart goes out to kids that have to see this nonsense. It's unfortunate, and maybe I think as I matured, as your boy Uncle Will has matured, like I cannot only imagine. Like I've dealt with stuff in my life, I've dealt with abuse. I've lost my parents. I know what like bullying is like, but I've never had to like literally deal with like gunshots and stuff like that. That's a whole new world, and like my heart goes out to anyone who has to deal with that. And getting back to the point, growing up in New Jersey, there's also a lot of beauty in this state, because you have the parks, you got some of the best food you'll ever taste in your life. You go down the shore, you got beautiful hiking trails. There's this unseen softness that I truly do believe most people in this state have. But they're so bent on looking tough that they don't understand, like, you're not tough, you're just a jackass. Like, what's the point of always walking around with this guard? It's like, bro, it's like, I tell this to guys and girls, you're going to die one day. Is it really worth it to always walk around with this guard? Like, who the fuck are you? There's actually people really fighting real things. Like, yo, just drop the act. It's like, kid, you're from the suburbs. It's not that intense, Which is another thing. And I'm going to say the truth. These kids are so obsessed with being these rappers or forming their own gangs, they don't even realize, right? They're being played, right? Music these days, and I know YouTube's probably going to censor me when I reveal to you guys the truth, because every time I say this, my video just pauses or whatever, right? But music these days is tuned out of tune. It's tuned to 440 hertz. Now imagine music that is out of tune with aggressive rap melodies, with aggressive lyrics. What do you think is going to happen to your mind, right? At first, you're going to feel a little bit angry, right? Then you're going to feel very angry. And before you know it, you're just going to be pissed off in the middle of the night, and you don't even know why. That's the scary thing. Music is that power over your mind, right? Me, before I started to do music myself, like freestyling and singing and stuff, Eminem was a huge influence for me. And still to this day, every so often, I'll listen to some of his music. But I can't listen to that, like, stuff like I used to, because it's just like, if you listen to 30 minutes of Eminem on 440 hertz, he sounds way better than 432 hertz, but it's still aggressive. You can literally start to develop like this like dark energy around you, where you literally start to think that everyone's out to get you, right? That's not good. And that's what's been happening in this state, right? Everyone wants to be Tony Soprano. But guess what happened? Even in the show, right? And in the real mafia, most people that get in the mafia die. You don't want to be in any sort of gang. You will die eventually. You're either going to die, end up in jail, or you're going to have to stitch, right? That's why you take a guy like 50 Cent. Smart man, very smart man. The guy been through all that nonsense, right? And he even says himself he doesn't gang, because he knows that it's just stupid. That eventually everyone just turns their back on you, and that, very, very few people start to wake up from this stuff and realize it's just all a game, right? That it's sad. It's sad what it is, right? But now we're going to talk about some really, really positive stuff, right? The greatest thing about, I think, that has come out of the state is the music, right? Is even though I had it hard in school, there were some good people. I've met a lot of good kids. I grew up playing Pokemon Yu-Gi-Oh! I was, the Pokemon Junior champion. You know, I grew up a lot in New York, but my origins are in New Jersey. Um, there was a lot of goodness to my childhood. You know, when I would go to like, Passaic and wait for the bus, I would always like go to the store, order McDonald's like on the way back from the Pokemon Center because I was huge into cards, right? I would get like the Italian ices and shit. You know, this was the state that gave me my start in terms of performing, and that's a beautiful thing. I just wish this artificial sense of entitlement would just go out the door. It's annoying. Like sometimes I'll even walk in a pizzeria and these people are just staring at me like I did something wrong. And I'm like, dude, you gotta relax. Like I don't know, like jack off or something. I don't know what to tell some people. I gotta end it on a joke. But anyway, this is my page. You know, I'm Uncle Will. You know, my real name's William or Will, but I choose Uncle Will because it's like Uncle Phil from The Fresh Prince, and I liked that show when I was growing up. And, he was kind of like the caretaker and he did what was best for his, like, children and family. And that's where I get my name from. So feel free to agree, disagree, keep the comments respectable. Anyone who wants to just post hateful comments, I'll just remove them, because I don't know, I'm in my 30s. I don't got the time to argue with idiots, right? But if anyone wants to discuss, agree or disagree, tell me what you agree with, tell me what you disagree with. If you think I may come across as judgmental, you could tell me in a respectful way. Whatever you guys want to tell me, this is my page, this is your page, this is our page, and this is Uncle Will's page. I want you guys to have a beautiful day. God bless.